Morning, everyone. This is Ebony, and I am coming to you early this morning with just a thought. As I was coming in, I was thinking about something, and I believe that it is so important to us as we, move and into our purpose and discover our purpose, and more importantly, as we grow in our relationships and in all of our endeavors. It is so important for us to really be careful listeners. Last week I did a live talking about, just the importance of looking for God and seeing Him in all things. I talked about how it's important for us not to have a respect of persons as it relates to receiving from God, but give God the freedom to move in anybody He chooses as opposed to what we would choose or what we would prefer. And I believe that this will tear down when we gain that heavenly perspective. This would tear down the division that we often abide in, whether it's in ministries, whether it's on our jobs or in our businesses. So I believe that this is something that God desires for his people. But I also want to talk about the importance for us as it relates to careful listening. Sometimes we have preconceived notions in our heads about people, about issues, and about situations, and it often skews our hearing. Why? Because it drives our perspective. And I just think that it is so important for us to understand that what we hear may not be what was said or conveyed, not only by people, but also by God. And I just think that it's important for us to really begin to dig in and remove the hindrances in our lives and in our mindsets that prevents us from hearing truth and that prevents us from receiving and hearing the perspectives of other people. I believe that this is so important because so often we hear what we want to hear. We hear based on our lack of trust, and we hear based on our negative experiences of the past, but we don't always have a pure ear to hear actually what's being said. And the other part to that is when we become careful listeners, it'll help us to receive with a better attitude. It will help us to receive with a more open perspective. Some of us have this thing where we are quick to judge and where we are quick to believe that somebody is trying to offend us, or somebody is saying something negative to us. I want you to think about it. Are you quick to jump on the defense? Are you quick to demonstrate lack of trust? Do you trust and until you're proven wrong, or do you or do are you suspicious until you proven right? Which one of those things? And I think that sometimes we operate in such a deep and embedded lack of trust till we actually prevent God from moving in our lives. And so I just wanted to stop this morning just to really encourage someone today. Open up, allow God to move in your life. Don't hinder his move by your lack of belief. Don't hinder his move by having a respective person. Don't hinder his move by having a mindset of lack of trust and suspicion and paranoia and defensiveness. Because sometimes we are just so quick to get on the defense and to, it's almost like some of us are in attack mode. And it's almost like as soon as someone says something to us, we automatically go, go right into that place where we're attacking or defending. And my encouragement to you today is allow God to strengthen you so that you can dig deep and get out of you those things that prevent you from really allowing God to move in your life. I hope that this was helpful. Listen, so often we struggle in this area because of our past, or because of maybe offense of the past, maybe negative experiences, whatever that might be. But God wants to move in our lives. And so he has to excavate the stuff out of us that will prevent us from seeing him, from hearing him, from touching him, and from believing him. He has to remove those things. But guess what? We have to, with the acts of our will, we have to remove them. God gives us the strength to do it, but we have to be intentional about changing our mindset and renewing our minds and replacing negative and old information that's not working, and we have to replace it with positive, faith-filled, hopeful information that drives productivity, that drives a trust in God, that drives us to truly, truly walk in the path in which God has given us. I hope this was helpful for someone. You guys have an amazing day. This is Ebony Vaughn coming to you from Triple G Living. God goes and grind.